As a baby, I was scared of rattles. I shook it off. Now, the reason I tell you that is I'm absolutely terrified about doing this tonight. I wanted to do something for charity, and clearly it was never going to be a marathon. So I've settled for this, and I still don't know why I'm doing it. So what I've done is I've looked back over the years at all the things I've been scared of. So I started back off as a child. I was scared of drums. I beat it. In school, in IT classes, I was scared of computer spreadsheets. I started to excel. And then finally, as a driver, I had a fear of speed bumps. I slowly got over it. But there is one fear that still rumbles on, and that's needing a shit on a night out. You know it's like at 2 a.m., 12 pints in. Might be a few less, but we'll exaggerate at that point. And your belly starts to rumble, and you think about going for that public shit. Now, the reason I'm scared of that is because you don't know what you're walking into, and you're also going to get judged on your performance. Chances are someone's sat next to you, or there's someone taking a piss into your urinal, or there's the toilet attendant these days. You know the type, no spray, no lay, no splash, no gash. But you do get judged, and you get judged on a few things. You get judged on speed, splash, noise, how much toilet roll you use. That's an indicator of how much mess you've made. Now, an Olympic diver only gets judged on splash. So actually, going for public shit is harder than winning an Olympic gold. Now, like I've said, I'm not a marathon runner. I'm also not a ballerina. But these days, going into a toilet, you've almost got to be on point. They are that messy. It's like walking into a World War trench sometimes, going into a toilet. So you always give it a little finger, the door, don't you? You never push it hard. Just a little finger, just to make sure no one's in. And when you do, generally these days, the door touches the toilet. So you've got to limbo your way in and limbo around the door. And then you shut it and go, fuck, there's no lock. Now, I'm not a fan of being round at my mate's house with no lock and his mum's in and I'm trying to have a poo. So doing it in public is certainly not something I want to do. So you've got to take a different approach. I'm quite a relaxed pooer. I like to take my time and spread my legs and sit down in absolute comfort. But when you've no lock, you can't do that. You've got to take a different approach. And that is 1 foot on the floor, 1 foot on the door. However, I'm now ready to take that poo. Remember, it's 2 a.m. I'm praying for the Champions League winning poo. You know the type. Comes out dead smooth. You know you don't need to wipe it. But you'll do it out of courtesy anyway. And it's a proud moment. But it's not. This is League 2 relegation. It's messy, shameful, disgusting, humiliating. It's absolutely sprayed out of me. And I've now got to clean it up. Which leads me to the age-old question, do you scrunch or do you fold? In this situation, it's neither. You've got to wrap. You've got to start mummifying yourself. And you go right from the fingertip, all the way around your hand, and take it to your elbow for ultimate protection. Now, being a big guy, it can tend to get in a few places you don't expect. So it's definitely both cheeks. It's wiped them on the way out. But there's a little bit on my back as well. I've now cleaned up. I've flushed out of politeness. Not many do. I have. And opened the door, and someone's fucking waiting to come in there. Now, if that were my mate, I'd say, I'd give that half an hour if I were you. But it's not, so it's head down and get out. I just want to leave you with one final thought. Have you noticed how bars have this money-saving scheme, where they buy one door, cut it in half, and put it over 2 cubicles? You know what I mean? You can peer over, you can see your feet sticking out. Now, it made me think, can you imagine that back at home, as a teenager, on your bedroom? You can peer over, your feet are sticking out. Can you imagine trying to discover the internet? Now, I did think it's quite similar to a public poo. My pants around my ankles. I want to get done as quickly as I can. And I'm wondering, how the fuck do I get this mess off my hand? Ladies and gentlemen, I've been Chris. Thank you.